and they say cheap labour. It's not fucking cheaper. It's the same price.
Yeah.
People go, you're hiring cheap Indians or Sri Lankans or Afghanis or Thai. Pick a nationality. It doesn't fucking matter.
Yeah.
I'm paying the same amount for a chef de party from India who we sponsor as the young chef de party guy out of Melbourne, Sydney, Brisbane, Sunshine Coast.
Yeah.
It's the
same.
The award rate's the same.
Hello, TK.
Pete, how are you, mate?
Good. Hello, Corey.
Hello.
For those
just to clarify, before, I'm not against helping the homeless.
I thought you might have we were going to edit that out, so you didn't have to justify your comments.
There's your sound grab.
Slightly aggressive. All right, we're going to start this episode with a little splash of something white and delicious.
Yum. Love that wine with the bottle that shape. It means one thing. Usually.
Yeah, I was going to say, does it? I was just talking to Michael. He was talking about one of the Rieslings, one of Michael's Riesling from Van Gardus. It's in a Burgundy bottle. And
Is it?
It's like, I can't do it. I just can't do it. It doesn't make sense. Sorry, Corey, you can pour yourself. My arms aren't that long. T-Rex arms, mate. All right, we'll bring this back and give everyone a bit of a shot of this. But this is the Palisander Riesling. Single vineyard Riesling from Sam Connew and her brand Stargazer, 2023. This wine is from Coal River in Tasmania. Are you at the RSL, mate?
Don't fucking swirl that glass, Corey. You'll snap the stem off it. You've just poured yourself
a litre.
600 mils of wine.
Okay, anyway, he got a large glass. We're at the Maroochydore RSL this evening having a large glass of Riesling.
Drinking it out of a carafe.
It'll go down in one. Yeah, I just grabbed this. I was just looking in the fridge in at market there, and I thought, I love this wine. And I love Sam. She's a great human, great winemaker. Made some of my favourite wines for a long time when she was at Wirrawirra, Tower Estate. Prior to that, like she knows her stuff, and I love what she's doing. She moved down to Tassie. She's now, she's got her own vineyard. She's building a cellar door. It's nearly there, and they're right in the heart of it in Coal River. So I'm really looking forward to seeing that sort of come to fruition just outside of Richmond for anyone that goes down there. And, so I thought we'd have a look at this wine. I haven't seen this wine for a little while now, but I know when it was released, I liked it immensely.
Riesling is one of those things that every single time I have a glass of Riesling, I go, I need more friends who like drinking Riesling.
Yeah, or just get rid of the ones that don't.
Dustin Borton loves a glass of Riesling, and every single time I'm around him and he goes, fancy a Riesling? It's like, fuck yeah, I do.
Yes, absolutely.
Especially in summer. It is so good in summer.
I think the other thing with Riesling is that it's versatile as hell. Depending on where it's from, its age, all of these things. And there's a lot of winemaking that you can do if you need to with Riesling.
Because they get really quite complex when they get older, right?
Yeah, 100%.
Because I was very fortunate. We've discussed it before in another podcast down at the Samuel Smith 175 year anniversary. They had tried a couple of really old ones, and if I wasn't with people who knew as much about wine as what they did, I would never have even picked it as Riesling. Yeah, it just changes so much.
They get quite golden as well. So a lot of people go, well, it's Chardonnay then, because the body's there as well. Like the volume of the wine sort of increases over time, and it becomes quite. But the acid doesn't change. That's the thing. Right. It's the acid's there, the sugar's there. Those things don't change, but the appearance of both of those things can change. So, I think what I like about this, and one of the great things about Tassie in particular, it's cool climate, so you're going to have acid up. That's just what happens. But that gives you, from a winemaking perspective, it gives you all these things because you know the acid's going to be there, so you can play with it if you want to.
Can you only grow Riesling grapes in cool climate?
No.
Well, they just perform better.
They just perform better, yeah. Gotcha. I mean, warm climate Riesling gets blousy, because the acid goes down, so you end up with quite a boring kind of beige, sort of neutral white variety.
Because that's what good Riesling's renowned for, right? Yeah. That green apple-y, that...
From, depending on where it's from?
Right.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, the classic sort of region, I suppose, in Australia that everyone always talks about is the Clare Valley. Yeah. Clare, we always talk about lime. Yep. So it's either lime juice, lime leaf, cotties, lime cordial. There's all these different, but it's very much about lime.
Yeah.
Other parts of Australia, like you go west, you go to say Franklin. You know, we often talk about sort of white florals in particular.
I love Franklin River Chardonnay.
And Riesling is down there as great.
sorry,
as well.
Riesling.
Yeah.
I meant Riesling.
Yeah. I think that.
What are some of the really well known producers?
Franklin Estate is probably there's the big one. So
there's another one that I've had before that. Every single time I see the bottle, I'm like, oh, I've got to get it.
Got to get that again. Yeah. I mean, even in Margs, there's some really good Riesling there. Snake and Herring make a delicious Riesling. The Lewin Riesling with the frog on the bottle,
which is
consistent
for the price.
Yeah, great value for money.
That's what I mean. Like they punch so far above their weight.
Absolutely. That's the good thing with Riesling is that generally there's not a lot of oak or none at all, so that takes out a big cost from a white wine production sort of side of things. So that means there's going to be more value there. Yep. Like the greatest Rieslings in the world are still cheap.
Yeah.
Like well and truly. Whether it's from Alsace, whether it's from the Mosel.
Who's the most famous producers in the world?
Probably
those guys?
From Germany. The Germans, in particular. The Mosel is probably the king. Things like Prom, J.J. Prom. In particular, those guys, they just know what they're doing. So, but there's plenty of other producers within the Mosel that are doing great wines from the same vineyards.
And are those wines at that super top end? Are they expensive? Or are they
but they're expensive, but they're in comparison. Like you're looking like the
next to Burgundy.
Okay, they're a tenth of the price.
Yeah,
quite literally a tenth of the price. So. There's just value still there, and everyone's always like the Riesling revolution, and God, it's going to come in, and everyone's going to find it. Don't. Like as much as I'd love everyone to drink Riesling, please don't, because it's just going to push the price up, and I don't want that. And I've said that 100 times before, but I think like I was talking about the versatility thing, like this coming from Tassie, coming from Coal River, and with Sam's sort of really deft hand at making this wine, you've got that one. There's citrus. There's always going to be citrus. That's just Riesling, but it's not that hard lime. Like really sort of battery acid kind of style that you can get.
Yep.
And Riesling has this kind of interesting thing when it's just released. Basically, after about 6 months in bottle, it goes to this really dumb phase where not all of them, but
would you say 6 months?
About 6 months after bottling, roughly. And so often you'll taste the wine on release, you're like, that's great. And then you taste it 6 months later, you're like, oh, where'd that go? Yeah. Wait another 6 months, it's back.
Yeah, right.
So it just has this little kind of like, oh, we're tired, we just have a little bit of a breather, and then it comes back with more life.
Gotcha.
But often I'll say to people, particularly if they've bought Riesling to lay down, it's like try one early and then try one in a year and see where it's at. So, and see what you like. But Tassie has this kind of like almost best of all worlds when it comes to Riesling. So because they've got the acid there, so they can play with it in the winemaking if they want to add texture and other things. But this vineyard in particular really gives you that sort of weight already. So there is this real sort of dollop in the mid palate of texture, which just gives it more interest. Makes you want to do it. It's interesting. So
because it's got power there.
Yeah, absolutely. You just did something with your mouth. I don't even know if you did that. So you're still doing it. Yeah. So you're literally like puckering your lips. You're like,
yeah. And it's for me, I always say that is the true sign of a really good Tasmanian Chardonnay. Oh, sorry, Tasmanian Riesling. That
lip smackingly refreshing.
Yeah. It's like when you're peeling a Granny Smith apple and you choose to just eat the skin.
Yep. Why? Who does that?
Oh, it's only if I'm peeling it for
that
my
is
kids.
A psychopath move.
Yeah,
I've done it though. I know exactly what you mean. I think you're right.
And then you go, that's a mistake.
Taking the skins off for the kids, but I think that it is. There's a purity to this as well. I mean, Tassie in general, all like the big sort of again broad brushstroke for Tassie is that there's a freshness there. There's the life. There's a tension in the wines, and I think that tension is a word that gets probably bandied around more than it should in wine, but when you see it, you know exactly what it is. It's hard to describe, but it's almost like when all of the parts are together, they're sort of pulling against each other in a good way. And so it sort of feels like there's something happening in that wine. And so it's almost like the wine is alive.
Yeah.
One of our team, Shiralia at Marlow, was talking about a wine last night, and she said she tasted it and it gave her energy. Because she tasted it and she was like, oof. It's that sort of little bit of a kick, a little bit of a livening kind of thing of like that lip smacking refreshness. She had this kind of thing. It was like, oh, okay, boom. So, and again, when you're in the middle of opening week of a restaurant, a little bit of a kick of something that makes you sort of energetic for a second is probably a very good thing. That's not Red Bull, that's for sure. So, but I could. This is a wine. What I like about this wine in particular as well, and most aromatic white wines, is I would always taste them out of the fridge, but then give them 5 minutes, then give them 10 minutes, and then you'll find your sweet spot of what temperature you want it at. Because Riesling too cold, you get nothing from it. You really don't.
No.
And it becomes quite linear, hard-edged. It's purely about acid, nothing else. Whereas a couple of degrees warmer, all of a sudden you get all of this prettiness that comes out.
Because I find with Chardonnay, if it's too cold, it really loses a lot of that floral.
You don't see it.
It just becomes, like you said, it's like really one-dimensional.
It retards the flavour chemical compounds. So you just don't see it. You just don't see the joy that's in there, which is a shame, because what happens then is people will miss it. They'll be like, oh, I don't really like that, so I'll have something else. And you're like, give it 5 minutes and go back to it. And I sort of love that. Like right now, that temperature is like, that's a problem. That's a problem. That is really, really delicious. What are you going to eat with that?
Yeah, I don't think you could go past great seafood, prawns, scallops, oysters. It could handle chili, but for me, it's such a throwaway line to go spice with Riesling, but I'm a coward with chili.
Yep.
So I like fresh prawns with that, to be honest with you. Just cooked, boiled, fucking Lullaby King prawns. Bit of Mary Rose sauce.
There we go.
It's your fucking father. That is delicious.
But I think as well, sometimes we try
a prawn roll. Because even like a brioche bun that's got a bit of fat in it would be pretty fucking good with that.
Yeah.
I know you really like that whole. You want the wine. It does a great job of cutting through fat.
Yeah.
And I think that'd go really well. Sitting on the beach, fucking up at Fraser Island with a prawn roll and a.
And I think you sort of almost. I would be heading this for me on the beach, fish and chips.
Oh yeah, fish and chips.
Just like
fucking so good.
Get the lemon away. Just squeeze that
pancake crumbs,
over the fish.
Fresh snapper.
Really good. Yeah. Can you imagine? It's like, hello, that's a day out. And then you don't need anything else.
No.
It's as simple as that. You don't need that. Good fish, cooked well, good chips, cooked well, a lot of salt, because salt's good, and then that. And it's like, that's going to make me a very happy boy. Yeah, exactly.
Bucket of fried chicken.
Bucket of fried chicken.
Yeah.
Champagne works better with fried chicken.
No.
Does it really?
Absolutely.
I'd drink that out of a styrofoam cup if I had to, down the beach with a bucket of fried chicken with my family.
We're probably not going to use you as the quintessential drinker when it comes to this wine, but
still, like, I could be down there. Like, imagine a nice big piece of hot and spicy.
You know what? I don't think I can. I don't think I've ever had hot and spicy. You know about KFC?
Yeah,
I've definitely had KFC. For those that
are you a zinger eater?
No. I'm just a regular hot and spicy eater.
All right.
So like, when you go and get a 3-piece feed, it used to be 2-piece feed. Now it's 3-piece feed.
And it's $12 more.
You say, hey, can I get hot and spicy? And they're like, yeah, sure. No, and they'll
is
give
it
you
the sauce or no? It's the actual coating.
It's so
Dust
you have
the cayenne or something.
No, so I don't know what it is, but you have.
Well, you're telling the story, mate. You got to know what you're fucking talking about.
You have the original coating, which is not spicy, and then you have another one which looks like it's been thrashed in a bit more buttermilk and it's a little bit more crunchy.
Oh yeah.
And it has like it must be like cayenne or pepper
something,
on the skin. It's a little bit more spicy. Not much. The only reason I like it is because, one, it's a little bit spicy, a little bit, not much, but the skin's crunchy.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
very
the more you talk about it, the more I'm like, well, A, I want to taste that, and B, I'm going to take this
on the way home.
On the way home,
stop at KFC.
Take this wine, get a styrofoam cup, sit in
3-piece feed,
sit down for a BYO meal. Can you wonder if they would get upset if you took a bottle of wine in?
What are you paying for this, Pete? The bottle shop?
That's a good question. I think you're probably around the 50-ish kind of mark.
Which is not cheap for good Riesling, but
no, but it's again, value for money. There's layers of complexity here that you're not going to get in a $12.90 clear Riesling. Right. So, which is fine. Like again, time and a place.
Yep.
But yeah, I think you're right in terms of food wise. You do need fat with something with this kind of acid. You could also go down that sort of charcuterie route as well. So just sitting there with a whole leg of ham and just slicing off some San Daniele prosciutto and this and some figs and maybe a little bit of stracciatella or something like that. It's like that. I'd be happy with that. Now I'm really hungry.
Yeah, now I'm hungry again.
Yeah. We only ate 12 minutes ago. So anyway, good fun. Mate. Good wine. So cheers to Sam.
Cheers.
Thank you for making good wine, Sam. Some good stuff happening down there at the moment too.
Yeah, good.
I also wanted to talk about, we had a listener question, which I'm going to bring up so that I get this right. And the question was regarding staff in particular.
Yeah.
And how. So the question reads out. Read this out. Steve sent this in. Thank you, Steve. Hey guys, I reckon an episode on recruitment focusing on the need to use travellers because of the current generation's reluctance to get into the industry, not to mention the issues in retaining older, experienced team. All right, so let's start with that. The need to use travellers because of the current generation's reluctance to get in the industry. Have you experienced that?
Yeah, look, I don't think it's. Yeah, I think it's got less to do with age for me and more to do with the just general reluctancy. But I don't think it's just hospitality, mate.
No.
I'm not sure whether I mentioned it a couple of weeks ago, but I watched the thing and I don't know whether it was on Four Corners or Landline or one of those old people sort of news programs, but they had the HR manager for it was either Coles or Woolworths Australia, and they were talking about Goulburn, their unemployment rate.
Victoria.
Yeah, is the highest, or New South Wales. I think Goulburn's in New South Wales, wherever it was.
It's on the border, man. Doesn't matter.
It's got one of the highest unemployment rates in Australia.
Right.
Yet it's got one of the biggest Coleses in Australia because they work on what they call a hub and spoke method, where they're one big Coles and there's a few little
ones around it. Yeah.
And they can't find people to pack their shelves. Either they've got daytime packers and nighttime packers, and they can't find anybody to pack shelves either during the day or at night. Yet there's the unemployment rate so high, but young people are reluctant to go to work now. So I think it's not. I think it's just a generational thing, and I don't know the answer to it. We're always trying to figure out the best way to attract young people to our industry, but young, middle-aged, old, I don't care, because we won't discriminate against anybody. I mean, we've had 70-year-olds working for us. If you're capable and you want to work, you'll get a job.
Is Alan 70?
He's getting close.
Sorry,
he still
Alan,
drinks.
Alan will
he still,
listen to
he
this,
still drinks 200 4X Golds every day, and he probably works harder than fucking anybody else in the building.
Exactly right.
So, yeah, I think it's one of those things. But pre-COVID, a third of our workforce was internationals. A third.
And what is it now?
Oh fuck! It can't be a third because
I was going to say it's definitely not,
because you can't. It's sponsoring people is too hard now.
So I think this is
expensive.
worthwhile talking about, because there's, the way that it used to be is that you could sponsor a skilled individual, or it was called a skilled migrant visa, 482, I think it was, skilled migrant visa. So basically, if you're in a restaurant and you need someone to help, you need staff, and these people have got the skills, you can get them, they can stay in the country, you sponsor them, you pay them a certain amount, you've got to pay them a certain minimum. I think that minimum now is like $67,000 to do it. They've got to be a manager, they've got to have experience, And it's
78.
Is it 78 now?
Yes.
That's insane.
But can I just say,
but you can't do it.
This is a very sensitive topic for me, because there's so many fucking idiots who have got obnoxious things to say about it, and there's a lot of chef driven social media sites out there who will absolutely smash immigration companies who are trying to get immigrants sponsored in this country, and they say cheap labour. It's not fucking cheaper. It's the same price.
Yeah,
People go, you're hiring cheap Indians or Sri Lankans or Afghanis or Thai. Pick a nationality. It doesn't fucking matter.
Yeah,
I'm paying the same amount for a chef de partie from India who we sponsor as the young chef de partie guy out of Melbourne, Sydney, Brisbane, Sunshine Coast.
Yeah.
It's the
same.
The award rate's the same. Now, I understand that some people do the wrong thing.
Yeah.
But the law's the fucking law.
Yeah.
It's this whole idea that just because you're sponsoring a staff member that you get to pay them less because they're cheaper.
That's just not how it works.
Ridiculous.
Yeah.
And it just goes to show their ignorance, because it's just untrue.
Yeah, it's just flat out false.
There's more of a battle to fight with people wanting to pay cash to people to wash dishes or work on the floor and say it's a cashy.
Yeah.
Which we just completely don't do that, because it's not worth the risk to us.
I think that's the thing. There's a compliance thing that comes into it. If you get audited, and this is the thing,
are over,
if you're paying cash over here and then you're sponsoring someone over here, and these guys find out you're doing that, then that stops. You will no longer be allowed to sponsor people. And like in a business where, you've got, how many thousand employees now? 400?
Over 600.
600 now. Jesus. That's just for player. But I think that you're putting every single one of those people at risk by doing one silly thing. I think business owners need to understand that. It's like, I get it to a degree, but you've got to be consistent, and inevitably you'll probably get caught. And the other issue is from the cash one is tax.
Yes, but mate, to sponsor somebody, just the process alone, whether or not they get approved or not,
it's thousands of dollars.
It will range between $15,000 to $20,000 that the employer must pay.
Yeah,
the staff member doesn't pay it. And if they don't get approved, you don't get your money back.
You still get it, yeah.
So when I hear all this bullshit where some ignorant fuckstick will go, sponsoring Indians because it's cheap labour, it's like, fuck you talking about? One, it's cost me 20.
Yeah.
It's a risk. But two, I'm paying him fucking the best part of $80,000 because that's what the government says I must do.
Yeah.
How is it cheaper?
Yeah.
And the only reason we're hiring or sponsoring immigrants, which I've got no problem in doing. If they're a great worker, I want them working for us. I don't give a fuck what country they're from, what colour they are. I couldn't care less.
Yeah.
But it's not cheaper.
Yeah.
And it's a massive risk for us.
If you can't find a local, then you've got to get them from somewhere. And that's the issue.
This is what I'm talking about. You know what I mean? Like when I was really fortunate enough to go out to Uluru a few years ago, and mate, half of the resort out there was staffed by Fijians. And they were just very fortunate. They had a business partnership with a company in Fiji who could literally farm out their staff to help them out of the shit. They would have had 50 or 60 Fijians working there.
Wow.
They wouldn't have been able to open the resort without them.
Yeah.
So it's it's funny. It's not cheaper, and I get. The reason the government's making it even harder to sponsor people is because it's got a lot to do with the housing crisis at the moment. I don't know where they're going to live when they come here, but the problem is what we've got now is we've got a lot of them that live here who need to pay their rent, and they can't get a job because now you have to pay them $78,000 a year.
The other thing is that right now you can only do it for chefs.
Yeah.
So there was a period where you could do it for restaurant managers, you could do it for sommeliers.
The chefs have just come off the list too.
But their chefs have now come
off the list.
So what are we doing?
Mate, so to be honest with you, the last time we had this is a true story, and Mitch will attest to this. We've got two guys who've worked with us for 5 years at Rice Boy. Very, very good. Extremely loyal. They're great staff members, and they need sponsoring. Now, we want to sponsor them, and we're happy to spend the $20,000 it's going to take to sponsor them. But our immigration lawyer has said there is a 90% chance this is not going to make it through.
Yeah.
You've done everything that you need to do. We play by the rules. We use an immigration lawyer. But even she said the chances of this going through is fuck it. It's 90% is not unlikely.
No, it's highly unlikely.
Highly unlikely.
Yeah.
And that's $20,000. Now he's still got to pay his share, which is five or six, which is an obscene amount of money for a young person trying to stay in this country.
Yeah.
And he's fronted the cash up, and I'm like, please don't do this.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to lose my 20 either.
Yeah, exactly.
Obviously.
That is just a waste of everyone's.
What the fuck?
What we should do is maybe bring in someone, HR.
Maybe Tom Reardon from Tribe.
Yep.
He'd be great.
Yeah, I think that'd be a good call.
Because, mate, it's diabolical. I don't know what they're going to do, and they're talking about building all these new hotels in Queensland for the Olympics. I don't know where the fuck they're going to staff it from.
Well, I think even now, like with, when the casino was built, everyone's like, where are they getting staff from? When Howard Smith Walls was coming, like, where are they going to get staff from? There's more venues opening up every week. You and I have just done two, so that's like, well, then they need staff, so they're coming from somewhere else.
And mate, these fucking ridiculous comments, these really ignorant comments about workers from India and the Middle East. There's some of the, especially in the hotel game, they're the best in the world. Like,
absolutely.
They're fucking hell, mate. Some of our Middle Eastern chefs that we have working for us, Nepalese as well. Fuck, they're so well trained.
Yeah.
and they work like Trojans.
Yeah.
I mean, and they just really appreciate the fact that from us as employers, we just do the right thing and pay them the award.
I think you sort of said it earlier. It's like, it doesn't matter. It's just it's a body.
If you got the skills, you'll get a job.
It's like, I don't care where you're from or anything else. If you can do the job, then that's all that matters.
Yeah.
Simple as that. But we've got to be, from a company perspective, we've got to be compliant.
Yeah.
So there's certain things that you have to do.
And the government's making it that compliance is unbelievably challenging at the moment.
Yeah.
And if you think about it, our work, just in our business, a third of our workforce was sponsored.
And it's probably, I would say it's probably close to 10% now.
Yeah.
We're in a similar boat. I think there's a lot of restaurants that I know similar boat where they were like, we just need people. Where are we going to get them from? And it's at all levels.
Yeah.
Like, it's not like, it's just chefs or it's just, experienced wait staff.
Well, we've got a real good handful of front of house people at Player who are travellers.
Yeah.
I know factually we'll get Christmas out of them.
Yeah. And that's okay, though.
I'm fine with that.
Absolutely.
And they've been honest with us about that. So we want to help them. We've got really good friends that are up at Airlie Beach at a fantastic restaurant up there. Shout out to Eastwoods. We want to try and create an environment where we can go, do you want to go to Whit Sundays?
Yeah.
Let me ring Jack and Kirsty and see if we can get you up there, because imagine if you've got a job already before you even leave the Sunshine Coast. You can just cruise up there and not stress.
And I know that James from Rickshaw's, he's the same. He's got a contact
amazing
at Hayman or Hamilton, one of them. So it's like, and they're always looking for people as well. So I mean, that's a perfect example of, like, if you were traveling and you go and work on Hamo for 6 months, like, well, God, that's what an experience you're going to have up there.
Exactly.
And I think that's kind of to the other point that I think Steve was talking about in terms of retaining staff as well. It's like, when you can't retain staff, but they're good, you want to kind of help them out and get them onto somewhere else, wherever that might be.
100%.
And we've got a couple of things happening at the moment with some of our team. We're trying to do what we can, but again, we're sort of hemmed in by rules and regulations. And like, one of the girls, she's been great. She's gone off, so she's going off to do her farm work. So you've got to do 12 weeks, I think. I think it gets longer the longer it is, and I think she's on one of the 3-year working visas now, so they're going to do a longer period. But so she's still living on the Gold Coast. She's driving to Byron every day so she can do that, and then coming back and working, in the restaurant at night. So, there's things like that where that's cool. Like, that's a commitment. It's like, she wants to be there, but she also knows that if she does this work for 3 months, 4 months, whatever it is, she can then come back full time and do the right thing. So
good.
I think that's that little thing, but that retention, I think, is something that you try and work on.
Yeah, and the retention for me is, and I've said this time and time again, just find out what makes people tick, because in my experience, 90% of the time it's not cash.
Yeah.
Cash helps, but people don't work necessarily just for money.
And there's also, from a cash perspective, there's only the business can only do so much. Yeah. So it's like, there is a budget. Yeah. It's like, I want to give you 300 grand, but I can only give you 70. Yeah. So
but if you know that your son, your sous chef's son plays rugby on a Wednesday night, every Wednesday, just give him Wednesday night off and give him a late start Thursday morning. Or, like I always say, when people come in here and they might go, I've got a young family, or I'm a single mum, I can only work from 9:30 in the morning until 2. Sit back in a really quiet space with a roster in front of you and go, what would it mean if I could secure a rock star who only wants to work lunches Monday to Friday? If I give them that, I'll never have to worry about that shift ever again.
Done. Exactly, 100%.
They'll never leave me.
No.
So I've just got to recruit around that.
Yeah.
So now I've found my lunch person.
Yeah, so lunch is sorted. We're done.
That person will be the king of the castle in this venue for lunch every single day, Monday through to Friday. And that is real, and that person still works for us.
Yeah. And I think that's the thing. It's like, I think it's a really good question that, from an employer's point of perspective, is like, what do you want?
Yeah.
And
what's important to you?
The question is, like you said, I would think that most times, depending, it's not money, but it's often about time. Whether that's, I want to have an extra night off, or I need more time off the floor to do something else, or, like one of our guys is like, I want to get into cocktail events, so it's like, I need some time. It's like, no problems. I'll give you half a day every week.
Yeah.
We got 4.5 hours every single week to work on something that's not happening for another 6 months.
Yeah.
But you go to that, you better fucking win it.
Yeah.
Not quite, but it's like, I will give you that if you give me what you need as well, right?
Yeah,
so, it's one of those things. But I think the big thing from that is just ask the question.
100%.
What do you want?
It can be something as simple as, mate, if you've got a senior leader who's got a young family, and they might be at the threshold of how much you can pay them, without putting a whole bunch of burden on your kitchen budget. Get them priced up for private health. $100 a fortnight.
Yeah, right.
What's that cost? Well, that's not that much. $5,000 a year. Less than that. $2,500 a year.
Can you write that off?
Even if you can't, it's $5,500 a year.
FBT might kick in there, surely.
It may. Get some advice from an accountant.
Course,
but there's so many different ways.
There's other ways you can do it. Exactly right. I think that's the thing. It's like even when someone like I know I've seen this happen, years ago. But someone's like, I really want more money. It's like, we can't give you more money. It's like, well, what's the issue? What do you want more money for? It's like, well, I want to buy a new car. It's like, okay, hang on a second.
Yeah.
We might be able to help there.
Yeah.
So, so you find a solution.
Could be a gym membership.
Or novating a lease or whatever it might be.
Could be a golf club membership.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's so many different little ways you can skin the cat.
Yeah.
Because it's not just about money.
No.
And I think retention, and I say this all the time to my leaders, figure out what's making your team tick.
Yeah.
And if you can do that really well, whoa, it's so dangerous.
Absolutely.
It's that type of that type of knowledge is so cool.
I think the other question that Steve, when he was talking about retaining staff, talking specifically about older staff as well. And I know that it does get harder because older, experienced staff, they don't tolerate bullshit.
Yep.
But they also, what's happening here?
Thank you.
Cheeky little brutal. I'm fine, thanks. Jesus.
I'm not sharing.
I don't want.
I just want you to stare at it.
What is that? Brulo.
Brulo.
Oh, that's lovely, isn't it? Really happy for you.
Up off enjoy your leader of Riesling.
I think that's the thing, is that those guys, they don't tolerate bullshit.
Yeah.
They know what they're worth.
Yep.
And I think that's really, really important as well. So it's but it's the same thing. It's like, what do they want? And often it comes down to, I don't want to work 5 days a week, or I want to, can we do a 4-day roster? It's like, well, maybe.
Well, mate, even if somebody comes to you and says, look, I'm an experienced hospitality person. I've been in this game for 30 years, but I want to work 2 shifts a week to keep my fingers in the pie.
Yeah.
You might turn around and go, really? But, okay, put them on Monday and Tuesday.
Yeah.
Then you never have to worry about Monday and Tuesday again.
Yeah, exactly.
And your guests are probably frothing at the fact that they've got some old rooster who knows everything about hospitality on those 2 nights.
Absolutely. And also the people around that person, what they can learn as well. 100%. So it's like, use that person as a training vehicle.
And now you're doing exactly what I've said to do.
That's the thing.
Because there's so many different ways to skin the cat.
100%.
Because that skill that you only get from years of experience is, mate, young people just need to be around that and it rubs off.
Absolutely.
So use it wisely.
Yeah. And I think that's the thing, is like we've talked about, like with the episode about mentors, it's a similar sort of thing, but it's like, if you can do that and they're on your sales force, they're sitting there and they're there and they can teach people, it's like, well, great.
Yeah.
And there's certain things that kind of only really get taught via osmosis. Like, you've got to be kind of next to someone to see it happening as well. It's not like you can just go, well, do that. It's like, well, what does that mean? But if you've got a great leader who can show people how to do things in a way that is very clear, is very concise, and they can pick it up quickly, and they don't actually have to be sitting there like in a classroom and explaining it to them, that's going to be so beneficial long term. And I think also what that does is, if that person feels like they're getting utilized, they're going to stay.
Totally agree.
As opposed to, you're a meat puppet, get out there and do what I tell you and come back and that's it. It's like, take plates, bring plates, take plates, bring plates. It's like, there's more to it. And I think that satisfaction is going to come from, and particularly probably older people, but everyone really, where if they can see that their skills are being utilised in a way that makes sense, they probably will never leave.
No, I totally agree.
But you got to give them that opportunity as well. So
agree.
Hopefully we answered your question, Steve.
Good question, Steve. Well done.
Good question.
Great wine. Well done, Pete.
Well done.
You chose
Sam.
that well.
Well done, Sam. And enjoy your brulee.
Yeah. There's no more spoons left, so
it doesn't
great night, you 2 fuckers.
Like, subscribe,
stuff, yes,
and all of the things.
Like and comment, subscribe.
Like, comment, and subscribe. We will answer comments.
Yes,
if they're pleasant.
comment. I always answer even the mean ones with just a nice. I'll just say, have a nice day.
Have you got a favourite so far? Two fat guys talking about McDonald's.
That's funny.
One of my
I also think your mum on top of the pile is one of the funny ones.
The Instagram comments I don't follow at all. I'm just mainly YouTube, and there hasn't been really any ones that are that bad. Or YouTube and Spotify.
That bad. I like it. They're not that bad. It's like,
no,
so they're bad. They're just not that bad.
There's some that are like, they're just angry with themselves because they're not doing anything in their life.
The man in the arena.
Yeah. All they're doing is sitting there going, oh, well, I was there. Well,
yeah. But you're not.
Yeah, you didn't.
You've
done nothing yet.
did it.
Go your hardest.
So yeah, have a crack.
Yeah.
Good luck.
Anyway.
I don't read the comments for that reason.
Wonderful. I think they're fun.
Yeah.
All right.
Not for me. All right.
No.
Cheers, guys. Talk soon.